Hello, my name is Peter, a migration specialist here in the United States of America. Here is a lesson on how to get an H-1B U.S. visa. Comprehensive lesson, how to obtain an H-1B U.S. visa. The H-1B visa is a non-immigrant visa that allows U.S. employers to temporarily employ foreign workers in specialty occupations that require theoretical or technical expertise. These occupations typically require a bachelor's degree or higher in fields such as technology, engineering, medicine, or business. The visa is highly sought after due to its dual intent nature, allowing holders to pursue permanent residency, green cards, while working in the U.S. Key characteristics of the H-1B visa: annual cap. Congress sets an annual limit of 65,000 visas for the regular cap and 20,000 additional visas for applicants with advanced degrees, U.S. Masters or higher. Duration: initially granted for 3 years, extendable to a maximum of 6 years. Employer sponsorship requires a U.S. employer to sponsor the foreign worker and file petitions on their behalf. Step-by-step process to obtain an H-1B visa. 1. Determine eligibility for employers. The job must qualify as a specialty occupation, requiring a bachelor's degree or higher in a specific field. The employer must file a labor condition application, LCA, with the U.S. Department of Labor, certifying that the wage offered to the H-1B worker meets the prevailing wage standards and that employment conditions will not adversely affect U.S. workers. For employees, the employee must have a bachelor's degree or higher or equivalent experience in a field directly related to the job. For degrees obtained outside the U.S., a credential evaluation may be required to establish equivalence. 2. H-1B registration and lottery process. Electronic registration. Employers must register prospective H-1B workers electronically during the annual registration period, typically in March. Each registration costs $215. Lottery selection. If registrations exceed the annual cap, USCIS conducts a random lottery to select registrations. For FY 2026, 120,141 registrations were selected from 343,981 eligible registrations. Notification: selected registrants are notified via their USCIS online accounts and invited to file a full H-1B petition. 3. Filing the H-1B petition. Form I-129. Employers must file Form I-129, petition for a non-immigrant worker, within 90 days of selection notification. Required documents: certified LCA from the Department of Labor, evidence of the beneficiary's qualifications, degree transcripts, diplomas, etc. Copy of the beneficiary's passport and current visa status, if applicable. Employer support letter detailing the job offer and specialty occupation requirements. Fees: $780 for Form I-129 or $460 for small employers, nonprofits. $500 fraud prevention fee for new employers. $2,500 premium processing fee, optional for expedited processing. 4. Petition processing and adjudication. Processing times. Standard processing takes 3 to 5 months. Premium processing guarantees adjudication within 15 calendar days. Requests for evidence, RFE. USCIS may issue an RFE if additional documentation is needed. Responding to an RFE can lengthen processing time. Approval. Upon approval, USCIS issues an I-797 approval notice. The beneficiary can then apply for an H-1B visa at a U.S. Embassy consulate if outside the U.S., or begin working if already in the U.S. 5. Visa issuance and entry into the U.S. Visa application. Beneficiaries outside the U.S. must submit a DS-160 application and attend a visa interview at a U.S. Embassy or consulate. Visa issuance. After approval, the visa is stamped on the beneficiary's passport. The beneficiary can enter the U.S. up to 10 days before the employment start date. Recent changes. As of September 21, 2025, a $100,000 fee is required for H-1B petitions for workers outside the U.S., unless exempted. Key challenges and considerations. 1. High demand and lottery odds. The probability of selection in the lottery is low due to high demand. For FY 2026, only 35% of registrations were selected. 2. Regulatory changes. The 2025 proclamation imposes a $100,000 fee for H-1B workers outside the U.S., making it costly for employers to sponsor new hires. 3. Timeline constraints. The entire process from registration to visa issuance can take 6 to 9 months. Employers must plan well in advance to meet the October 1st employment start date. 4. Maintaining status. Beneficiaries must avoid unauthorized work or travel outside the U.S., while the petition is pending to prevent delays or denials. Tips for success. For employers, file the LCA early to avoid delays. Ensure all information in the registration and petition is consistent to avoid RFEs. For employees, maintain valid immigration status, e.g. F1 OPT, while awaiting H-1B approval. Avoid international travel during petition processing to prevent complications. Conclusion. The H-1B visa process involves multiple steps, including registration, lottery selection, petition filing, and visa issuance. Recent changes, such as the $100,000 fee for certain cases, have added complexity. Employers and employees must carefully adhere to deadlines and requirements to maximize their chances of success. For further details, refer to official USCIS guidelines or consult an immigration attorney.